Hi guys, it's Keesha Metcalfe, and today we're going to be looking at what is happening in the Southwest Florida real estate market because things are changing. And if you are thinking of buying a home anytime soon, or you're a seller and you're thinking of selling, you don't want to miss this video. All right, stay tuned. All right, so the first thing that we're going to be looking at, the first thing that we're going to be talking about is how many homes are on the market for sale. You're going to be surprised at how many homes are available for sale right now. And we're going to start off with Lehigh Acres, and we're going to be looking at the single family homes first because Lehigh Acres has mostly single families. All right, so and we're talking about the month of February 2025. So can you believe there were 1,769 homes available for sale at the end of February? So there are so many homes on the market that if you are a buyer and you are shopping around and you want to find a home, chances are you're going to find something that you like. Now, I know the situation with the interest rates and qualifying and being able to afford the home that you want, that may be a very sticky issue, but the fact remains that there are a lot of homes available for sale on the market in Lehigh Acres, and if you're a buyer, you have options. You're gonna have lots of options because 1,769, that's a lot of homes. That's a lot of homes, right? So all those homes were available for sale at the end of February, and for that month, 165 homes sold. So that gives you an idea of the activity that is happening on the market. And as a matter of fact, there are, if homes continue to sell at the same pace, it's going to take 7.5 months for all these homes to sell. So buyers, you have options. Now sellers, it's a little bit more tricky for you guys because there is a lot of competition, And if you are trying to sell your property in Lehigh Acres, you have to be strategic, right? You have to offer incentives to the buyers. You have to price that home properly because remember, there are 1,768 other properties competing with your property to get that buyer, right? So you have to be strategic. You have to work with a realtor who knows how to negotiate, who knows how to strategize, who knows how to put a good offer in, okay? And who knows how to present your property to the market that it is attractive. However, sellers, disclaimer, you need to be prepared to listen to your realtor. If your realtor is telling you that this price is what the market is asking for, please do not resist. Do not resist. We're only telling you what is happening on the market. We do not control the market. The market is controlled by the buyers and the sellers, right? So if the buyers are saying that they're not willing to pay a certain price, listen to them. There's so many choices that the buyers have that they don't have to buy your home. So unfortunately, sellers, you don't have a lot of room. You don't have a lot of options if you want your home to sell before those other homes. All right, so that's what's happening in Lehigh Acres, single family homes. And now we're going to look at what's happening in Cape Coral. Now I'm looking at single family homes because that's what mostly is available in both Lehigh and Cape Coral. So for Cape Coral, there are a whopping 3,758 single family homes for sale. So if you are a seller and you're selling your property in Cape Coral, just know that there are 3,757 other homes available for sale, and those are your competitors. Now, it's taking a while for these homes to sell because the median or the average amount of time it is taking for a seller to receive an acceptable contract in Cape Coral is 64 days. So that's what, 2 months and 4 days before the average seller of a single family home in Cape Coral receives an acceptable offer. All right, so just bear that in mind. When you list your property, don't expect it to fly off the shelves, because unless you price it very, very aggressively, the average home is going to stay on the market for about 64 days before it goes under contract. Okay, bear that in mind. And it's going to take about 105 days for the entire process, the entire sales process, to be complete. This is for a single family home in Cape Coral, so bear that in mind. Buyers, again, lots of options available in Cape Coral. If you are shopping around, there are many homes available for sale, and you also have lots of negotiating power because there are so many homes available for sale, right? So, and the average price of a home in Cape Coral is about, not the average, the median sale price is $400,000. Okay, so half of the homes are priced more than 400,000 and half are priced below 400,000. So that's it for Cape Coral and single family homes. Now we're gonna look briefly at Fort Myers, but Fort Myers is really the home of condos, not a lot of single family homes in Fort Myers, but we're gonna look at the data nonetheless. So for Fort Myers, there are 448 single family homes available for sale in Fort Myers, and of that number, 56 of them sold. 56 single family homes sold in Fort Myers for the month of February. So that is what is happening in Fort Myers. The median sale price for a single family home in Fort Myers is $450,000. And it is taking about 33 days for a seller to accept a reasonable offer. 33 days. So it is taking shorter in Fort Myers. So things are moving a bit more rapidly. In Fort Myers, just 33 days on the market before a seller can expect to receive an offer that is acceptable. And for the entire process, it's taking about 72 days. So this is for Fort Myers and single family homes. Now, we are going to, I think I left out Lehigh Acres. So let's go back to Lehigh Acres for just a second. And I'm going to tell you the median sale price and how long you can expect, if you're a seller, how long these homes are taking before they go under contract. So for Lehigh Acres, the median sale price is about $330,000. $330,000, and it's taking about 56 days before sellers accept an offer for their property. So just a little bit less than 2 months. So if you're a seller, bear that in mind, set your expectations for that time frame. And it's taking about 94 days for the entire sales process to be complete. So we're looking at over 3 months, right? So if you're a seller, bear that in mind. I know I'm working with some sellers, and they're, it's a little bit frustrating because you might be expecting your property to sell faster than that, but the reality is there's so many homes available for sale that the competition is so stiff that if you want your property to sell faster than the average property, you're going to have to price it accordingly, right? You're going to have to offer the proper incentives to the buyers, and you just have to be a little bit more strategic if you want your property to sell very quickly. All right, so that is what is happening in Lehigh. It's gonna take 7.8 months for all these homes that are available for sale to sell, if they continue to sell at the same pace that they're selling now. All right, so we are going to let's look at Fort Myers, but this time we're going to be looking at the condos and the townhomes, because as we know, Fort Myers is the king of condos and townhomes. So let's look at what's happening in Fort Myers regarding the condos and the townhomes. All right, so over 633 homes are available for sale in Fort Myers, or were available for sale in Fort Myers. Condos, townhomes, 633 were available for sale at the end of February, and 36 condos or townhomes sold in February. So if you are looking for a condo in Fort Myers, just bear that in mind. There are about 633 homes available for sale, and the median sale price for a townhome or a condo in Fort Myers is $288,000. All right, so bear that price in mind. It's taking about 47 days for these homes to go under contract, and about 86 days for the entire sales process to be complete. So that is what is happening in this side of the real estate market. Lots of homes on the market. Prices are coming down, but very, very slowly. We see that it's taking longer for properties to go under contract, because the reality is that the market has really, really changed. It's not the market that we had in 2021, 2022. Things have really, really changed. For one, interest rates have doubled, and so that is making it very difficult, much more difficult for borrowers to qualify or to be able to afford these homes. And apart from that, the real estate industry has really, really changed, because now, whereas before sellers were offering compensation to the buyer's broker, now sellers do not have to do that. They have an option. And so what we find happening is that the buyer is being asked to compensate their own broker. And so buyers have to go deeper into their pockets now, because they have to not only consider the sale price of the property, the closing cost of the property, but now they have to consider compensating their own realtor for the service of helping them to buy a property. So it's becoming more expensive for buyers. You may have to find more money, more funds to purchase a home if you want to be represented by a realtor, right? So while the option still remains for sellers to compensate the buyer's broker, it is not mandatory. And if the seller decides that they will not compensate a buyer's broker, then the responsibility is going to fall on the buyer to cover that cost for their own real estate agent. So it's not an easy market. It really is not an easy market for buyers. It is not an easy market for sellers either, because of the competition. But if you are strategic, if you are buying and you are strategic, there are certain things that you can do. Just be strategic. It can happen. You can find that ideal property, and it can be within your budget, but you have to be strategic, be willing to listen to your realtor, and just bear in mind what is happening on the market, right? It's not personal. The market is just the market, and we have to adjust our strategies based on what is happening on the market. The same thing for sellers. We know that you may want a certain price for your home, but you have to bear in mind what is happening on the market and be prepared to act accordingly. All right, so that is what is happening on the market, guys. It's not an easy market. The market is changing, but one thing is for sure, there are several homes available for sale, lots of homes on the market. Prices are slowly coming down, and the rate at which homes are selling is decreasing. It's taking longer for these homes to sell. But if you're looking for a realtor, you want to buy property in Lehigh Acres or Fort Myers or Cape Coral or anywhere in Florida, reach out to me. I'm going to leave my contact details in the description area. Reach out to me. Let's talk about it. Let's devise a strategy to get you into that property, because of all these properties that are available for sale, there is one that is perfect for you. All right. So that's it, guys. I'm going to go now until next week. I will be uploading another video. And again, my name is Keesha Metcalfe, and I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.